There's a betrayal that hits different from all the others. Not the business partner who stole from you, not the friend who talked behind your back, not the competitor who played dirty. This betrayal cuts deeper, bleeds longer, leaves scars that most men carry to their graves without ever fully understanding what wounded them. It's the betrayal by someone who was supposed to love you unconditionally. A parent, a partner, a family member, someone who had access to your most vulnerable self and used it against you. Someone who was supposed to be safe and became the source of your deepest wound. This betrayal doesn't just break trust, it breaks something foundational, the very architecture of how a man sees himself, others, and the world. Most men never recover, not because they can't, but because they never face what actually happened. It started before you had defenses. Most of these wounds were inflicted early. A father who chose absence over presence. A mother who weaponized guilt. A parent who measured love by achievement, withdrawing affection whenever you fell short. Children don't have the psychological armor to process these betrayals. They can't say, "This isn't about me, this is their dysfunction." They absorb it as truth. They conclude that they must be unlovable, that love is conditional, that trust is a setup for pain. And those conclusions become the operating system for everything that follows. The wound was inflicted before you could name it, and it's been running your life ever since. It taught you that vulnerability is dangerous. Most men who experience deep betrayal learned one lesson above all: never let anyone that close again. They build walls, they test everyone, they keep parts of themselves hidden, even from partners they've been with for years. They flinch when intimacy deepens. They sabotage connection before it can reach the depth where betrayal becomes possible again. And they call this protection, wisdom, learning from the past. It's not. It's a prison built from old pain, and the bars are invisible, which is why most men don't realize they're still locked inside. It distorted how you see yourself. Betrayal by someone who was supposed to love you sends a specific message. You weren't worth staying for. You weren't worth protecting. You weren't enough to earn the love that should have been given freely. That message becomes identity. It shapes how men see their own value. It explains why so many successful men still feel like frauds, why so many loved men still feel unlovable, why achievement never fills the hole, because the hole isn't about accomplishment, it's about worth. The betrayer is long gone, but the message they planted is still whispering. It poisoned your ability to trust. Trust issues aren't personality flaws, they're survival adaptations. When the person who was supposed to protect you became the source of harm, your nervous system learned something. It learned that safety is an illusion, that love comes with conditions, that anyone can become a threat if you let them close enough. That learning doesn't disappear when the betrayer is out of your life. It transfers to every new relationship, every new opportunity for connection, every person who tries to love you fully. And you keep them at arm's length, not because they've done anything wrong, but because someone else did and your system never updated the software. It made you repeat the pattern. Here's the cruelest part of deep betrayal. Most men unconsciously recreate it. They choose partners who are emotionally unavailable because unavailability feels familiar. They tolerate treatment that echoes the original wound because some part of them believes that's what they deserve. They sabotage healthy relationships because health feels foreign and danger feels like home. Freud called it repetition compulsion, the pull to reenact unresolved trauma, hoping for a different outcome. It never works. The pattern just confirms itself again and again until a man finally sees what he's doing and chooses to break it. Healing is possible, but it requires facing what happened. Most men bury the betrayal. They minimize it. It wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. They rationalize it. They did the best they could. They avoid it entirely because looking at it directly brings up pain they've spent years suppressing. But burial isn't healing. It's storage. And stored pain doesn't stay contained. It leaks into everything. Healing begins with acknowledgement. Not blame, acknowledgement. Saying clearly and honestly, "This happened. It affected me. It shaped who I became. And I didn't deserve it." That last part is crucial because most men secretly believe they did deserve it, that the betrayal was somehow their fault, that if they'd been different, better, more lovable, more worthy, it wouldn't have happened. That belief is the lie at the core of the wound. You didn't deserve it. No child does. No one does. Then comes grieving what you didn't get. The father who should have been present. The mother who should have been safe. The family that should have protected you. The love that should have been unconditional. You have to grieve those losses. Not pretend they don't matter. Not minimize them into silence. Actually feel what was taken and let that grief move through you. This isn't weakness. This is the bravest work a man can do. Finally comes rebuilding. New beliefs about yourself, new patterns in relationships, new choices that reflect the man you're becoming, not the wounded boy who made survival decisions that no longer serve. This takes time, sometimes years, often with help, therapy, mentorship, community. But it's possible. Men have done it. Men are doing it right now. The betrayal doesn't have to be the final chapter. It can be the turning point. The moment you stopped letting old pain write your future. The moment you chose healing over hiding. The moment you decided that what happened to you would not determine what becomes of you. That choice is available right now. Even after everything. Especially after everything.